I would like to tell you why having the reverse ICO and providing the reverse ICO with the already existing company is even better for investors and for advertisers. Especially right now when there are some problems with advertising on the Google that will appear in June, on Facebook and also Twitter. So the most important channels for advertising for ICOs, for cryptocurrencies will not work. So what is important to have the company that is already existing and has already the product that we can show, and the company can show its credibility. I would like to compare a little bit the ICO to IPO. Initial public offering is 400 years old. The first one took place in the year 1602. But right now there are over 43,000 companies listed worldwide. All those companies have raised last year almost 190 billion US dollars. So this IPO market is very mature comparing to the ICO. The boom of ICO arose last year. There were about 800 companies that started for ICO, and they collected around 6 billion US dollars. What is important, because we need to compare ICOs to IPOs, and especially to startup markets. Half of those companies that raised money or started last year for the ICO already are not existing. But there are the numbers that come from the VC market, that 70% of the companies that VCs are investing are the companies that will not last too long. Only 10% will be the stars, and another 20% are the companies that will exist in the future. What is important about reverse ICO, it's presenting the product or presenting the software that is going to be sold. So the idea of reverse ICO is proof of concept first and capital raise. So I would like to show you our proof of concept and the cars that are already existing, riding, and also winning. So maybe let me tell you something about the history, because in the ICO market, I believe that our company is a dinosaur, because we have started 10 years ago, and the company started the very same year that Bitcoin appeared on the world. And then for the next 6 years, we've been looking for solutions, and finally we have started to build the prototypes. Last 4 years, they are building prototypes of the racing cars and also building the prototype of the road car. But all of those cars are the cars with petrol engine. Right now, I need to say everybody's moving to electric engines. So our idea is not to homologate the road version to with petrol engine, but we need to do a kind of pivot in order to start the electrification of our car. We are talking about the hypercar market, and it is very special market because there are not so many companies worldwide that are producing and selling hypercars. And what is very interesting, that all of those cars are usually sold out before the production starts. So when we would like to place ARRINERA among the competitors, there are the companies that produce low amount of cars, and all those cars are sold very quick, and the price doesn't matter, because over 1 million or over 2 million euros per car is the acceptable price. Why? Because the cars are treated rather like as the asset than as a car. Because if you have a car, if you pay such an amount for the car, it's quite dangerous to go on the road. So the car is not being used too often on the road. but it's in the garage and it's waiting with the when the price is growing. And so quite important is second market of the cars. And that is why for the second market and the buyers that want to buy the cars, the blockchain is important. Because in blockchain, it is possible to record whole the history of the car from the very beginning, from production, starting production. Because the drivers, the future drivers and the clients can go into the factory and they can, from the very beginning, take care and cooperate in a way in the production of the very much customized car. So this is one of the why we say about the car that it is the most bespoke, because the driver, the owner, will have a lot of options to decide what will be the final image of the car, what will be the final interior of the car, and also color, anything that the driver can imagine. But what is also important that this will be the most bespoke hypercar, because we are going to have the special application. So the owners, co-owners of the whole company will have the right to design the car. The community will be able to vote for the best design, and the best design chosen in 1 year will be the car that will be produced among the whole limited edition of the cars. What I mean by limited edition, as you could see some minutes ago, that it's not going to be competing with any other mass production producers like Tesla, but it's going to be only below 100 cars a year limited edition. And that is why it is very rare, very exclusive, and very interesting product for high net worth individuals. But what we would like to do, apart from the blockchain that is recording mileage, that is recording the ownership, that is recording any changes of spare parts, it is that the clients and the owners will be able to buy the security coin, and Arek coin is going to be quite brand new solution for the investors worldwide. Our coin will not be the utility and will meet all the expectations of the regulators, because we would like to offer you the possibility to be the owner of the only project right now in the world, because it's not possible to be the shareholder of Lamborghini or Tesla as long as you live outside of those countries. Especially, it was not easy to be a partner of this project from the very beginning, from startup. And we are still startup. We still offer you the possibility to invest in our project, and the security we will have will give the right to pay the dividend from the selling of the product. About the legal issue, it is quite important about the jurisdiction, about how to meet the compliance, and this is very important, that it's better to have the security as token than to have the utility token. We have very nice amount of partners, of people who cooperate with us for a long time. We have also companies from Great Britain who will be cooperating with us on building the hypercar prototype, and also in the future that will help us building the cars on a daily basis. I would like to tell one more thing, that the coin that we will have, of course, will give the opportunity to buy the car, but also will give the opportunity to buy gadgets. And what is also important, it will give the right to take part in special events that will be organized worldwide. So the owners of the coins will be invited to the events to track, and they will be able to drive our cars. I would like to show one more movie and the prototypes that we already have. And please have a look and notice that the green cars are the racing cars that took place in some racing also last year in Goodwood Festival, and it was the winning car in the GT class, as well as the red car that you can see. This is the real car. This is the car that is driven on the streets. And we are just moving to make this car the electric car. So please visit our website, ARRINERA.io, and we will be updating the information when the ICO will start, although at this moment probably it will be announced in the second quarter of this year. Thank you very much.